Hey Luna, want to try a new buffet I found? It's in a place called the library.
Oh, cool. I didn't think they allowed rabbits in here.
They don't.
Hi there, my name is Jess and I'm a public education specialist for the Fort Worth Library. I have a big problem. You see these plants? My rabbits keep eating their leaves because the plants are on the ground. I need to figure out how to make something to keep the plants out of reach. Looks like I need a hanging planter. Let's see what we need to make one.
For this activity, you will need 4 lengths of 10 feet of macrame cord. Mine is 4 millimeters thick, which is enough to support the weight of the plants we'll be hanging. You'll also need a ruler or a measuring tape, a mason jar, some knot knowledge, which we'll go over in just a few minutes, and a place to hang your project as you work on it. I'm using a hanger. All right, so the first thing that we need to do is make a knot in the middle of our cord. So to do that, I have it hanging over my hanger. I'm going to line up all the cords on this side at the bottom, just like this. And I'm going to do the same on the other side. Now I have my cords lined up. I'm going to adjust and kind of pull on these cords. And whenever I'm pulled all the way straight and they're meeting together, I'm going to tie a knot in the middle. So to do that, I'm taking my project temporarily off my hanger, and you're just going to do a single knot. Just like this. Make sure you pull nice and tight. And this is where your hanging planter is going to hang. So now that I have my knot completed, I'm putting it back on the hanger to continue to work. We're going to measure 3 inches from the bottom of the knot. There's 3 inches. If you don't have a whiteboard at home, you can also mark it with a piece of tape. This mark is to show us where we're going to be placing our knots. Remember, we started off with 4 lengths of cord, and then we tied a knot in the middle, which means that now we have 8 lengths of cord to work with. Taking the cord in pairs, I want you to make a simple knot. And line them all up with that 3-inch line. At the end of this step, you should have 4 knots lined up at the 3-inch mark. Taking my ruler again, I'm going to measure 3 inches below this mark. And we will be making this part into spiral knots. Working in the knotted pairs, we're going to hold the left cord in our left hand, right cord in our right hand, loop it behind, you make kind of a figure 4, and then pull and tug gently to the top. The reason these knots are called spiral knots is because in groups they create a spiral pattern. This knot is going to strengthen your macrame plant hanger to support the weight of your plants. As you work, you can see the spiral developing. We're just going to keep in this pattern. Every now and then pause, measure up and see we're not quite there yet. Perfect. Now I'm taking my next pair, going around behind, looping right through. And I'm going to repeat this process for each of the pairs. Next, we're going to measure 5 inches below this bottom of the spiral knot. And here we'll be knotting the pairs again. So there will be a knot at the 3-inch and then the knot all the way down here. You can see I made this one up a little too high. I'm going to loosen it and just kind of tug it down. Same with this one. I made the knot a little too high. Loosen it up and just work the knot down until these are all even. Next, we're going to measure 3 inches below the 5-inch mark. And for this next part, I want us to kind of put these in some kind of order. And by that, I mean, I want these patterns flat and I want the chords to line up in a line, just like this. Starting from left to right, I want you to take the right chord and pair it with this left one of the next knotted pair, just like this. And we're going to put a simple knot right here. What we're doing is making the netting that our planter will hold the mason jar in. So again, I'm taking the right chord of this pair and the left chord of the pair beside it and tying a knot. One more time. Right chord, left chord. And you should have a pattern like this. To finish it up, we're just going to tie these last 2 together. Moving further down, we're going to make another mark at 3 inches. And this time, we're going to alternate the pairs again. It'll be a little harder to see, but again, I want you to kind of lay them out so they'll be in a row. We're going to take these 2 that are next to each other and tie a simple knot right here at the 3-inch mark. These 2 will get knotted right here. It's okay if these are uneven lengths because we'll fix that in just a little bit. Now we're going to tie all of the bottoms into one knot, just like we did at the top. Gather all of the cords into your hand and make a simple knot. If the shorter pieces of length don't go through, then I want you to gently tuck them inside. This will be the bottom of your planter. I have all my loose ends tucked, and now I'm just going to tie it. Perfect. And there's the bottom of our planter. Now we can take our scissors and trim the extra length. So now I'm going to put my mason jar in here to see how it looks. And just like that, now I know it's ready to put my plants, and hopefully they will be safe from my rabbits. Okay, now you can see I've replanted a cutting of one of the plants they chewed, put it in this mason jar, and now I'm hanging it. And this will be up and out of reach. If you don't have pesky rabbits eating your plants, you could also try putting other items in the jar, such as pens, pencils, scissors, anything you might want hanging up and away out of reach. One of the fun things about this design is that you can adjust the type of cord you use, and you can also change the measurements, keep the pattern, and recreate the same kind of hanger as a smaller one, which I have on the right. Fiber is fascinating. Using various knots to reinforce the strength of these cords, you've managed to create a functional piece of art. You can take this project even further by incorporating more complicated knots into your hanging, adding beads, or even dyeing your project. What else do you think you could make from macrame cord? Tell me all about it next time. Until then, happy making!